In the heart of the cold islands, where the turbulent waters of the Pacific Ocean crash against the rocky shores and the icy winds blow, the breath of the Arctic, there lived a people whose history is a mystery wrapped in the fog of the centuries. They called themselves Ainu, which simply means people. But their appearance and customs were surprisingly different from those of neighboring peoples, which led to many questions and legends. For example, unlike most Asian peoples, Ainu men wore thick bushy beards, which were considered a symbol of courage and strength. It was rumored that they deliberately stimulated its growth with special oils and decoctions. Who are the Ainu? Descendants of an ancient and powerful civilization that left its mark on history, or bearers of unique knowledge, lost to the rest of the world, connected with nature and the spirits. Because the question of its origin remains the subject of fierce debate among scientists and historians, becoming a real scientific puzzle. For example, genetic studies show unexpected genetic similarities between the Ainu and some European peoples, such as the Basques and the Finns, which further complicates the situation. What lies behind their thick beards? The mysterious tattoos around the mouths of their women, which were considered not only a jewel, but also a kind of passport indicating membership in a certain clan. And the strange rituals, almost mystical, associated with the worship of the forces of nature. Stay with us, and we will lift the veil of mystery surrounding this fascinating people whose culture is on the brink of extinction. But it could radically change our understanding of ancient history and the connections between different cultures. We will study their traditions, customs, and beliefs, and we will try to understand how they managed to survive and preserve their identity in harsh conditions and under the pressure of stronger neighbors. Today, we will get to know the Ainu, the indigenous people of Sakhalin, the Kuril Islands, and Hokkaido in Japan. A people who have lived in harmony with the wild nature for centuries and have created a unique and unparalleled culture. It is known that the Ainu, unlike their neighbors, did not build large cities or create complex state formations. They preferred to live in small communities of several families, in modest settlements along rivers and coastal shores, where there was enough fishing and hunting to survive. The Ainu did not have a written language in the usual sense of the word, but they transmitted their knowledge and stories from generation to generation orally through stories, legends, and songs. In this video, we will try to understand who the Ainu were, where they came from, how they lived, and what they believed. We will learn that the Ainu were capable of making fabrics from nettle fibers and fish skin, creating durable and waterproof garments ideal for harsh climates. Their arrows were coated with aconite poison, extracted from local plants, making them deadly weapons. They were excellent navigators and fishermen, and they knew how to find their way at sea by the stars and the currents. The question of the origin of the Ainu is a complex scientific problem that anthropologists, geneticists, linguists, and historians are working on, from all over the world. There are several main hypotheses that attempt to explain the origin of this mysterious people. One theory suggests that the Ainu descend from ancient Caucasoids who migrated from Siberia to the east several thousand years ago. Another links them to the ancient population of Southeast Asia, which could be related to the Australoids. And the third suggests that the Ainu are descended from the ancient population of the Japanese islands that existed before the arrival of the ancestors of modern Japanese people. The Ainu have fair skin, wavy hair, thick beards in men, and well-developed body hair. All of this distinguishes them from Asians. For example, many scientists observe that the skulls of the Ainu show similarities to those of ancient Paleolithic Europeans, which is one of the arguments supporting the European origin hypothesis. And the language, Ainu, is not related to any known language in the world, which presents a linguistic mystery. For example, the language, Ainu, has words to describe snow, ice, and other phenomena associated with cold weather, which are absent in the languages of neighboring peoples, indicating that the Ainu have lived in harsh conditions for a long time. The story of the Ainu is not just about disputes over their origins, but also about their culture, unique, closely tied to nature and ancestral beliefs. The Ainu were skilled hunters, fishermen, and gatherers with an excellent understanding of animal behavior and the properties of plants. They were able to survive in harsh conditions and find food in the most inaccessible places. Their houses were built with reeds, wood, and earth, and they were well adapted to strong winds and snowy winters. The Ainu worshipped the forces of nature and believed that there were kamui spirits living in the world around them. They believed that spirits inhabited the mountains, rivers, forests, animals, plants, and even objects. An important ritual was the Yom Nate Bear Festival, which was celebrated to honor the spirit of the bear and to ensure the success of the household in the future. For example, before the sacrifice, the bear was fed the best food, decorated with ribbons, and treated with respect, asking it to convey their requests and wishes to the gods. The Ainu believed that the spirit of the bear would return to the gods and ask for well-being and prosperity. The Ainu made clothing from fish skin, tree bark, animal hides, and bird feathers, creating beautiful and functional garments. For example, a carved figure of an owl or a bear, it would be hung over the entrance of the house to ward off evil spirits. The Ainu language is a linguistic treasure that, unfortunately, is on the brink of extinction. It is not related to any known language in the world, and its origins remain a mystery. Currently, the language Ainu is only spoken by a small group of people, mostly elderly members, but the memory of the Ainu language lives on in stories, legends, songs, and tales that are passed down by word of mouth. For example, the Ainu believed that words had magical powers and pronounced them with special care to avoid bringing misfortune. The Ainu called their land Ainu Mosir, the land of the people, emphasizing their connection and right to this territory. Their language reflects their culture and worldview, their respect for nature and their belief in spirits. For example, the language Ainu has many words that describe different species of fish, plants, and animals, which shows their deep knowledge of the natural environment. The history of the Ainu has been complex and tragic. For centuries, they fought for their freedom and independence against the Japanese and Russians who claimed their lands. As a result of wars, conflicts, and colonization, the Ainu gradually lost their territories and found themselves under the control of foreign states. Influenced by Japanese and Russian culture, their traditional way of life changed. For example, the Japanese government prohibited the Ainu from speaking their own language, wearing traditional clothing, and practicing their traditional crafts. Many were forced to adopt Japanese names and surnames. And to convert to Japanese culture, the Ainu had an elaborate system of tattoos, especially for women. Facial tattoos indicated clan affiliation and status. The tattoos were applied with a sharp knife and a dye made from tree bark, and the process was very painful. The Ainu believed that the world was made from the remains of a giant fish and that earthquakes occurred when the fish moved. They knew how to make lightweight and sturdy boats from birch bark, which they used for fishing and hunting marine animals. The Ainu knew many omens related to the weather and animal behavior, and they were able to predict the arrival of storms and earthquakes. For example, if the seagulls fly low over the water and scream, a storm will soon come. If the ants start actively building an anthill, the winter will be harsh. So, we have learned a bit about the Ainu, a people with a mysterious history and a unique culture. We learned about their origins, customs, traditions, language, and history. We've seen how they lived in harmony with nature, how they fought for their freedom, and how they tried to preserve their identity. If you found this video interesting, give it a like and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss new episodes dedicated to the history of different peoples around the world. Share this video with your friends and acquaintances so that more people can learn about the Ainu and their incredible history. And write in the comments, what has attracted you the most? What has caught your attention about the history of this people? And what questions do you have left after watching this video? We will be happy to read your comments and answer your questions. Thank you for your attention. See you soon.